Welcome back, everyone, to another deep dive. This time around, we're going to be looking into Harrison's bird foods with you. You sent us some great material from their website, and looks like you really want to understand what makes them unique.
Yeah, really interesting stuff. Right away, I was really struck by, well, just how much experience they have.
Oh, yeah. Dr. Greg Harrison, wow, over 50 years of experience, and he's a double board certified avian specialist. That's pretty amazing.
For sure, for sure. You don't see that every day. And what's even more interesting is that he actually transitioned his practice from traditional care to running an avian wellness clinic. That's a pretty big statement.
Yeah, totally. It really highlights how important prevention is to Harrison's whole
It
approach.
really does. And that's really where their science-backed formulas come in. They've got a whole team of like avian veterinarians and nutritionists developing these formulas. You don't see that with just any pet food company.
No, not at all. And they've got over 40 years of successful feeding and breeding trials backing these formulas up, too.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Shows that they're serious about research and development.
Yeah.
And they don't just stop at one formula either. They offer a whole range of products targeted at different needs.
So let's talk about that a little more. What kinds of products are we talking about?
Well, they've got their high potency formulas, right? Those are for birds who need a little extra help, like maybe they're transitioning to Harrison's or they have some special needs or they're breeding or weaning.
Okay, that makes sense. So what about after that?
Then you've got their adult lifetime maintenance formula.
Yeah.
That's for when your bird is like all settled in on Harrison's,
Hmm.
at least 6 months on the high potency, and then they can go to this one. There's a whole life cycle approach.
I like that. So it's not just a one size fits all kind of thing.
Exactly. And then on top of that, they have all these other products too. Power treats, bird bread mixes, even something called Jumpstart. And that one's specifically for little seed-loving birds.
Wow, so they've got all sorts of stuff going on.
Yeah. Like they really try to cover all the bases. They've even got juvenile hand feeding formula and a recovery formula too.
Oh, wow. I didn't realize they were doing that too.
Oh yeah, they really go all out. Faunaflora, milk thistle, George's aloe vera. It's like they're not just about providing food, they're thinking about the whole bird, you know?
Totally. Like a whole bird philosophy.
Exactly. And something else that I found really interesting was this whole idea of functional ingredients and the entourage effect.
Okay, yeah, I saw that. They mentioned things like um, ground yellow corn, soybeans, peanuts, spirulina, kelp. But what's so special about these ingredients to them?
Right. Well, they're not just throwing in random stuff. They pick ingredients that do more than just provide basic nutrition.
Yeah.
Like they want every ingredient to have some kind of extra benefit for the bird.
Okay, so like a supercharged diet, kind of?
Yeah, exactly. So like take ground yellow corn. It's a great source of
Oh,
energy,
yeah.
right? Carbohydrates. But then they also add in things like whole toasted and rolled soybeans, which give you protein and essential fatty acids that helps keep their feathers and skin healthy.
Oh, I see. And I noticed they even use peanuts. Aren't those like high in fat, though?
Yeah, but fat's important for birds too. It gives them energy and helps with hormone production. Harrison's uses whole peanuts because they're a good source of healthy fats. Plus, they've got other stuff like vitamin E, which is a good antioxidant.
Ah, I see. So it's about choosing a specific kind of peanut and not just any peanut.
Right. And then you've got these like superfood ingredients like spirulina and kelp, which are good for us and good for birds too.
Yeah, spirulina is supposed to be great for protein and antioxidants. What about kelp?
Kelp's a seaweed that's got tons of minerals, especially iodine, that's important for thyroid function in birds, which is, something we don't always think about.
Right, right. And this all ties back to the entourage effect, right? Maybe we should break that down a little bit more for our listener.
Yeah, good point. It can be a little confusing. Think of it this way, like each ingredient is like a musician in an orchestra.
Hmm.
On their own, they're good, but when they play together, it's something really special.
So it's like the whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about synergy. And there's actually evidence for this. Dr. Fern Van Sant, she's an avian vet, noticed a big improvement in the immune systems of birds that were eating Harrison's.
Mm.
And she thinks it's because of this synergy, like all the ingredients work together.
That's really interesting. So they're not just like randomly throwing in trendy ingredients. They're really thinking about how these ingredients are going to work together.
Totally. They're using science to create these formulas, and they want every ingredient to play a role in keeping the bird healthy.
It's pretty impressive. And it's not just the core ingredients either. They've got things like bentonite clay, which I guess helps remove toxins, and grains like hulless barley, lentils, brown rice, oats. those are healthy for us too.
Totally. Those grains are like slow-release energy for the bird.
Yeah.
Complex carbohydrates, and they have fiber for digestion. Plus, they've got smaller seeds in there too, like gray millet, chia, sesame seeds.
Wow. It really is a lot more than just throwing some birdseed in a bag.
Yeah. And we can't forget about their commitment to sustainability either.
Oh, right. We talked about the biodegradable packing peanuts before, but what else are they doing to be, good for the environment?
Well, their formulas are certified organic. That means they're not using all those pesticides and herbicides that are bad for the environment and bad for your bird.
That's great. I know a lot of bird owners are really concerned about that.
Absolutely. And they're not just stopping there. They're also looking at their whole supply chain,
Yeah.
you know, making sure the animals are treated ethically and everything is sourced sustainably.
Wow. So they're really taking a holistic view of sustainability.
Yeah, for sure. It really aligns with what people are looking for these days. More transparency, more responsibility from companies.
It's great to see a company like Harrison's taking the lead on that.
And it all comes back to their mission, to provide the best possible nutrition for birds. They're not just making bird food. They're real pioneers in avian nutrition, committed to the science, the sustainability, the whole bird approach.
Yeah, they're really raising the bar. And I also noticed they do a lot of education too. They're not just selling you a product and leaving you to figure it out on your own.
Oh yeah, their website is amazing. Tons of info on bird care, explanations of their products. They even have a newsletter called the Bulletin Bird.
That's great. You can tell they really care about birds and about helping people take care of their bird. Yeah, they even have tips for picky eaters,
Yeah.
like mixing the Harrisons with some of their favorite treats or slowly reducing the amount of their old food as they start eating more of the Harrisons.
It's all about finding what works for your bird,
Hmm.
making it a positive experience.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Harrison's bird foods, we really want you to think about what you've learned and how it might change the way you care for your bird.
Remember, feeding your bird the right food is one of the most important things you can do for them.
It's an investment in their health and their happiness.
It's not just about filling their bowl. It's about nourishing them from the inside out.
So next time you're looking at bird food, remember what we talked about. Don't just go for the flashy packaging or the marketing claims. Think about the science, the sustainability, the real commitment to avian health that sets Harrison's apart.
It's about choosing a company that shares your values and that's truly dedicated to making a difference in the lives of birds.
And until next time, happy birding, everyone.